Most mornings commence with a standardized sequence: coffee preparation, digital news consumption, and a perfunctory self-assessment before initiating daily activities. However, let me pose a clinical inquiry: few women over 60 ever hear. What if the one self-care action you omit each morning regarding your vaginal health is subtly determining your overall energy, self-confidence, and even your urinary comfort? I acknowledge that this is not a common subject of social discourse, but as a gynecologist with over 30 years of clinical experience, I assert that your vaginal health is inextricably linked to your systemic health. It functions as one of your body's most sensitive biosignals, reflecting your hormonal status, vascular circulation, pelvic floor tone, and sometimes providing early indications of conditions such as osteoporosis or specific malignancies. Ignoring this system does not mitigate the underlying process. Conscious attention, however, can fundamentally alter the outcome. I vividly recall a 74-year-old patient who whispered, "I thought my body was just slowing down. I didn't realize something else might be happening." What she was experiencing was not solely chronological aging. Her body had been transmitting subtle, consistent clues for years, clues she had not been educated to recognize. Once she learned to interpret these signals, her comfort returned, bladder control improved, and self-confidence flourished in ways she had not anticipated. She is not an isolated case. I have provided care to women in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who believed that intimate physiological changes were inevitable consequences of aging. The truth is that many of these changes can be significantly mitigated or even prevented with small, consistent habits initiated immediately upon waking. This discussion will detail 7 simple, evidence-based morning steps every woman over 60 can adopt to support her vaginal health and overall vitality. These practices are practical, time-efficient, and deeply respectful of your body's current state. Please remain engaged through tip number 6, as it is the most frequently omitted step yet often reveals the earliest crucial warning signs. Before we commence, I extend a welcome to new viewers. This channel provides clear, compassionate, evidence-based guidance for women over 60 that physicians rarely have the dedicated time to explain. If you find value in this conversation, please like this video, subscribe, and activate the notification bell to ensure you receive future guidance. Sharing this video could quietly impact someone else's life. The morning foundation: observation and hydration. Imagine waking tomorrow morning. Before rushing to the lavatory or preparing coffee, you allocate a moment to observe 2 simple principles. First, you examine your body with curiosity, not shame, looking for subtle changes that may be your system's early warning mechanism. Second, you immediately provide the systemic hydration your body has required throughout the night, setting a positive physiological tone for the day. These are merely the first of 7 habits designed to enhance comfort, confidence, and somatic control. Health management at this life stage is not about achieving perfection or reversing chronological age. It is about partnership, actively listening to your body's signals and responding with intentional care. This begins immediately upon awakening. 3 common morning errors to correct. Let us address the most common errors observed in women over 60 during the initial hours of the day. These seemingly harmless, automated habits can over time subtly undermine vaginal health, energy, and confidence. Error 1: neglecting somatic observation. The early warning system. Most women have been conditioned to ignore or suppress signals originating from the intimate region. However, the vulva and vagina frequently offer the earliest diagnostic clues that require attention, such as unusual redness, altered skin patches, or subtle swelling. These are your body's check engine lights. I recall Barbara, aged 67, who noticed a persistent patch of pale skin. Because she mentioned it during a routine appointment, we achieved early detection of a pre-cancerous condition, which was promptly and successfully treated. Had she waited for overt pain or bleeding, the prognosis would have been significantly different. Your body deserves the same respect you grant your automobile's dashboard. Ignoring signals only delays necessary intervention. Error 20: delaying hydration post-sleep. The tendency to immediately void the bladder after 7 or 8 hours of sleep is instinctual. However, your body is in a state of mild dehydration post-sleep. Blood viscosity is increased, circulation is slower, and kidneys are working under greater pressure. Relieving the bladder before hydrating essentially demands the kidneys flush waste without the necessary fluid volume, placing undue stress on the renal system and leaving pelvic tissues equally dehydrated. A patient, Nancy, adopted the simple habit of sipping a glass of room temperature water before ambulating. Within weeks, she reported reduced urinary urgency, fewer bladder spasms, and decreased subjective dryness. Science confirms that immediate hydration is one of the simplest methods to enhance vascular perfusion to all tissues, including the delicate vaginal mucosa, promoting comfort and resilience. Error 3. Allowing pelvic floor sluggishness. Most women associate stretching with athletic activity, but the pelvic floor muscles require equal attention. After prolonged recumbence, blood flow to the lower body slows. Commencing the day by remaining seated further contributes to pelvic floor sluggishness. A mere 60 seconds of gentle activation, sitting upright, gently tilting the pelvis forward and backward, followed by a few light pelvic muscle contractions, can be transformative. This action serves as a crucial wake-up call for the muscles. Elaine, aged 69, who was anxious about occasional leaking, noted fewer urgency episodes and increased security after incorporating just 1 minute of pelvic movement into her mornings, stating, "It's like my body finally remembered how to cooperate again." 7 gentle strategies for morning wellness. The previously discussed errors lead directly to 7 actionable, science-backed solutions that can be integrated immediately. SHORM Solutions Immediate Integration 1. A conscious vulvar observation. The 30-second check. Dedicate 30 seconds each morning to gently observe your vulva. Check for redness, skin changes, or tenderness. This non-judgmental, conscious awareness is the gift of early detection and proactive peace of mind. 2. Pre-void hydration protocol. Keep a glass of water by your bed and sip it before standing up or heading to the bathroom. This primes the system, supports renal clearance of toxins, and sends fresh blood flow to the pelvic tissues, reducing urgency and dryness. 3. 60-second pelvic activation while seated. Perform gentle pelvic tilts and light, brief pelvic muscle squeezes, Kegel contractions. This minute of activation initiates circulation, improves bladder control, and sets a tone of strength for the day. Medium-term solutions, sustainable habits. And 4. Gentle cleansing paradigm. Avoid chemical stripping. The practice of using harsh soaps, excessive scrubbing, or douching undermines the vulva's natural pH balance and protective microbiome. The vagina is self-cleaning. Actionable step: use lukewarm water, and if absolutely necessary, a mild, unscented cleanser applied only to the outer skin. Avoid heavily scented products and internal washing. This simple change often resolves chronic irritation and dryness. 5. Probiotic and whole food breakfast. The foods consumed first significantly impact hormonal balance, blood sugar stability, and tissue resilience. Actionable step: replace sugary cereals or processed pastries with meals rich in probiotics, healthy fats, and whole grains. Examples include plain yogurt with berries and flax seeds, avocado on whole grain toast, or a boiled egg with walnuts. This supports elastic tissues, stable energy, and a balanced internal environment. Long-term solutions, lifetime protection. 6. Post-breakfast movement. Preventing pelvic congestion. Prolonged periods of sitting slow circulation to the pelvis, contributing to muscle weakening and bladder difficulty. Actionable step: commit to standing up and walking for 5 to 10 minutes immediately after breakfast. This simple movement reduces pelvic congestion and honors the body's design for movement. Even a walk to the mailbox is an act of proactive health. 7. Consistent daily systemic hydration. Total hydration is a long-term protective factor. Actionable step: aim for a minimum of 8 glasses of water per day, or as directed by your physician. Proper hydration maintains blood flow velocity, which directly supports natural lubrication, tissue elasticity, and overall comfort. These habits, while seemingly simple, collectively form a powerful preventative strategy. They embody the message: I am paying attention. I am worth caring for. I am actively sustaining my health. I have observed women in their 80s adopt these steps and experience meaningful improvements, rediscovering confidence and strength not through complex, expensive treatments, but through consistent, loving attention. Your body is resilient and capable of renewal. Choose one of these habits to begin tomorrow morning. Whether it is the first glass of water, 1 minute of pelvic activation, or replacing a processed breakfast with whole foods, the act of beginning today opens the door to lasting change. I would value your feedback in the comments. Which of these 7 gentle strategies feels most achievable for you to start tomorrow? Your commitment may inspire another woman. Disclaimer: this information is provided strictly for educational purposes and does not supersede individualized medical consultation. Every woman's body is unique. If you are experiencing pain, significant physiological changes, or have personal health concerns, please consult with your healthcare provider for personalized medical guidance.